Mrs. Hills here. Today we are in my garden. We are going to be reading a book called A Garden for Pig. And I wanted to show you the squash that is growing in my garden. This is what squash looks like as it grows. This is called a squash blossom, and the blossoms are actually edible. Here's one a little closer. I just recently found out that they're edible, and if you look online, you'll find all kinds of recipes for squash blossoms. Then, as they continue to grow, I have a small squash just starting right down here. As you can see by all the blossoms I have in my garden, I'm going to have a lot of squash. And here is a yellow squash when it's full grown. Yellow squash and zucchini, which is another thing I have growing in my garden, are both in the cucurbit family, and they are both summer squash. Now I also have a spaghetti squash here. I did not grow the spaghetti squash in my garden. I didn't actually plant any winter squash in my garden. Winter squash has a harder exterior, and this has to be cooked to eat. You could actually eat the yellow squash or the zucchini raw. And with the zucchini, a lot of people grate this and then freeze it to use in recipes throughout the year. All right, so let's read A Garden for Pig. This book was written by Kathryn Thurman, so she was the author, and illustrated by Lindsey Ward. So Lindsey did the illustrations, drew the pictures, colored the pictures, painted in this book. Here is an apple farm, and here is Pig. Here is Mrs. Pippins, who owns the farm and Pig. Here she is making roasted apples, baked apples, applesauce, and apple pie for Pig to eat. So what season do you think it is right now? What season do you pick apples in? Do you know? Well, right now it's summer, and my plants are just starting to grow. I did get a little bit of a late start in my garden. But it's late summer, early fall when you can go pick apples and when other things like the squash are ripe in your garden. So I think it is probably fall. We grow apples and only apples, says Mrs. Pippin proudly. Pig loves life on the farm, but lately something has been troubling him. Pig is tired of apples. A vegetable would be nice. Apple, boring, same, over it. Pumpkin makes good pie. Squash, new and exciting. Lettuce, crunchy. Carrots, fun and orange. Onions, yum. Potato, French fries, enough said. Those are all things going through Pig's head. Tiptoe, tiptoe, Pig wants a closer look. He stretches tall. Oh boy, what do they have growing in this garden? Eggplant, more squash, pumpkins, carrots, another kind of squash. This is called crookneck squash. You can see it has just a little bit of a hook on the end. Creak goes the fence around the garden. Crash! Pig tumbles in. Snap! Crack the vines. Squish go the squash. Down they go, seeds and all. Oh, looks like Pig is eating a squash out of the garden. Oh dear, here comes Mrs. Pippins. She is not happy. No more gardening for you. She ties Pig up. Oink. Pig is patient. He'll wait until Mrs. Pippins leaves. Stomp go his feet. Stretch goes the rope. Pig pulls hard. Thud. Pig falls to the ground. The rope will not break. Oh dear, here comes Mrs. Pippins. She is not happy. No more mischief for you. Oink. Into the pen goes Pig. Click. The gate closes behind him. Pig is patient. He'll wait until Mrs. Pippins leaves. Squeeze. Pig won't fit. He backs up slowly. He charges. Bam goes the gate. It will not break. Oh dear, here comes Mrs. Pippins. She is carrying something. I wonder what she is carrying. Down goes the bowl. Time to eat, says Mrs. Pippins. Apple flambe. What do you think Pig is thinking? Boring, same, over it. No more apples. Pig digs with his snout. He rolls the dirt over and over. The sun sets. In the morning, Pig's pen looks a little like a garden. If only he had some seeds. Grumble, says Pig. Rumble goes his tummy. Bloop, out come the seeds. Pig had them all along. Drip, drip, rain falls. And here comes the sun. Soon the tiny seedlings sprout. The big leaves unfold. Yellow flowers bloom. Squash is growing. Remember how I showed you the yellow flowers? There are the yellow flowers back here, just like those yellow flowers. And now their squash is growing, just like my squash back there. Pig is patient. Soon large ripe squash fill his pen. Pig is very busy. Smoosh go the squash, down go the seeds. And gulp, Pig is happy. I love squash. The end. Right. Squash is a really good source of vitamin C, which we've talked about before. It helps boost your immune system. It's really important for us to get vitamin C in our diets because our bodies cannot make vitamin C. I love zucchini personally. This is one of my very favorite summer vegetables. I will saute it in olive oil and some garlic and salt and pepper. And then I also love to grate it like I talked about earlier and freeze it to put in zucchini bread. Such a delicious smell in the fall. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your summer.